needs fabric? We still have stuff.
How do you feel about poetry?
Poetry? Why the hell are you asking me about poetry?
Do you like it? Oh, come on, you can tell me. Say if you like poetry.
Wait. Do you think I have the dream scourge?
No, I don't.
I must have done 100 shifts on those watchtowers. I never saw so much third-born blood under them. I still remember the first time I saw these dunes. In the heat haze, they looked just like waves.
Never had a chance.
Watch the left! Next one's mine!
Come on! Come on!
I've got to drink before the paint dries out. Oh, hello. A hero passing by on a noble quest, are you? It seems everyone I meet is on some kind of quest these days. Of course, I won't pry. A sense of mystery must keep you safe. It's the same way in art. Always wondering what to hide, what to reveal. I've been trying to capture the essence of the Sand Sea for days. The sands are alluring, but confounding. I'm missing something. What do you see? The specks of sand glitter like gold. No other land can compare. Wait, gold! That's it! That's the dimension I was looking for. You have. Thank you, traveler. Now, I've got to get to work. Maybe a beetle.
You're right.
Give them just as good. On your right!
Couldn't have done it better.
Right flank!
Enemy to the right.
Coming from your right!
Not bad, envoy. Good shooting, Kai. Nicely done.
Your turn, Diana.
Burst of light!
Quarry in the ground! You tear it off! You're a Darren, right? Over here. Welcome to Shatterscar. Or, welcome to Shark's Teeth, anyway. Damn. I didn't think you'd actually talk to someone like me. Oh! Well, I hope I'm not imposing on you. Listen, I've got to take some supplies to that tower up the road. They're for Kotoa and Hayako. Have you heard of them?
Kotoa and Hayako? If they need supplies, they must be planning something good.
They've probably killed more dream thralls than the rest of us combined. Well, they said, why shoot one when you could take out a dozen instead? That's what I'd like to know. These supplies will go a long way, if I can ever get them up there. This is my third trip today, and whew, it's a lot of stairs. I'm not sure. I've only heard them talk about fighting dream thralls. There's a lot of work to do, though. I don't think they'd turn down help. Keep going through the teeth. The tower is just over the ridge. You can't miss it.
I used to patrol out here. Swore I'd never come back. Tama lost his badge near here.
Subtle as a mouse.
Gather round!
Show me what you got!
You've got better aim than a sharpshooter, Giada.
Why can't the way forward in science ever be easy? Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting to see anyone this far from Thirdborn. Are you... Your face! You're a godlike. That makes perfect sense. I had a terrible time trying to find a guide in Thirdborn who'd take me here. But meeting you makes it all worth it. You're right. I'm sorry. You have to admit, though, you are a prime specimen. I'm a mycologist, you see, and I'm working on a compendium of the different types of fungus in the living lands. Sure enough, what happens as soon as I show up? A fungus-based illness. There's a riot of data out here. Oh, always. Actually, since you're here, I'm having some trouble with the sporlings. I've devoted my whole life to my fungal friends. But I'm finding that the ambulatory ones aren't quite as, friendly. In fact, they're quite murderous. I'd normally be against harming them, but please kill the sporlings before they kill me. Thank you. The satisfaction of having helped the cause of progress. Good luck. Oh, I've got to write these measurements down before I forget.
Watch your flank!
You're mine now! Watch your back! It burns! It burns!
Coming from the left!
Nice! To your left!
Almost got me.
Right flank! Good one! They won't get past me!
Alfie! I was worried for a second. Couldn't have done it better.
That's Thomas' badge. You found it. It really was out here all this time. Right where we left it. Guess I shouldn't be. I was here when he lost it. Reminds me of old times. Long marches under the desert sun. Scouting runs through sandstorms so thick we had to tie our tunics over our mouths. It was sunburn on your top half and chafing on your bottom half, but yeah, those were good days. And Tama, he'd wake us up before dawn with the most off-key singing you've ever heard and a pot of burnt merc brew. He kept us marching until we had sand in every orifice you can think of, and a few you didn't know you had. Just when it felt like we were going to collapse, he'd call it and we'd make camp. And somehow, we'd all find the energy for a few rounds of cards or songs or stories. He was the best of either. Coming back here was a mistake. I don't know what we're doing here. Oh, I've been dealing with it, in exactly the way I've earned. Here's the truth. I led a patrol. We were ambushed. Tama came to our rescue, and he suffered a fatal wound in the process. We did our best to keep him in one piece while we hauled him back. He was the color of an eel's belly. But the stubborn bastard made it all the way back to Thirdborn. We got him a sickbed, but we knew he didn't have long. I wish I could believe that. You ever had to watch someone fade away? When it's slow and agonizing, no glory, no din of battle, no distractions. Count yourself lucky. I take a keel hauling any day. Sitting there, I noticed that he was missing his badge. And all the time I'd known him, I'd never seen him take it off. You'd be surprised what you notice in a moment like that. To an old trencher like him, that badge meant belonging, honor. I'm sorry, Envoy. I haven't talked about this in a while. Thanks. Just having his badge in hand means more than you know. There's just one last thing I've got to do. There's a memorial site with some cairns on the cliffs east of Thirdborn. One of those cairns is Tama's. It's time I said goodbye. You know, I always thought it was supposed to be the other way around. Still, I hope you're right. Let's go.
Yatsley, when all of this is behind us,
seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe.
The sand needs you, Loato. I was talking to myself again, wasn't I? Sorry. Oh, nothing. Well, I guess I am a little nervous, but I'm not worried. I know exactly what I have to do. I had a dream about crossing the Great Sand Sea, you see. Great dunes and shifting clouds. I had this feeling I'd come back changed. I'm not sure. I suppose I'll find out, won't I? I have to know what's out there. Some are nightmares, sure, but what about the dreams that do? They have to come from somewhere. I told you, I'll be fine. It's not like I'm the first one to make the trip. I should get going. As soon as I remember which way that is. Simple, easy. You're meant for this.
Never had a chance.
lead the way. That'll show him.
Thomas Memorial. Never thought anything could contain that man, you know? That booming laugh, that bottomless appetite, boundless energy. Now he's under a pile of rocks. It doesn't, but I appreciate the effort. This is where you're supposed to distract me, lighten the mood with a wisecrack or something. Trying? I thought I was doing a pretty good job. There's something I didn't tell you about Thomas' death. Remember how I noticed he'd lost his badge? I went out. I told him I was going to go find it. He told me to stay. I said I'd be right back. I walked away, Envoy, and I kept walking. Not since returning with you. Couldn't imagine anyone would be too happy to see me after everything. Now you know why I never went back to his house in Emerald Stair. Why I never came back to Thirdborn. I wouldn't know what to do with something that fancy sounding, even if you did. I just figured I owed you some honesty. The truth is, traveling with you and Marius, getting to know Giada and Yardsley, it's felt easy. Too easy. Don't get me wrong, it's been nice, but I'm not a joiner. I'm good for a skirmish, some more stories, a few drinks, but I'm not someone you keep around. Of course not. I let people down. I let them down when they're counting on me most. Or maybe I learned plenty. I know what I am. I'm finally facing it. Don't hold back on me now. Tell me what you really think. What? No, I didn't. He died pulling my ass out of the fire, and I still let him face it alone. How can I remember him without remembering that? I fucked up. I did. I let him down, and he deserved better. It doesn't change anything, but it feels right to say it, like I'm putting down a weight after carrying it too long. I never realized I'd let my failure change the way I remembered him. One of the things I loved about Tama was how he gave us all a fresh start. No matter where we'd come from or what we'd done, I drifted to Paradise, but never thought about where I'd go from this. Tama always talked about the places he hoped to see. The islands of Deadfire, the tundras of Nasitok, the ancient cities of Old Valia. Maybe I ought to see some of those places for us both. As a traveler, not a soldier. Once we've stopped the Dream Scourge and dealt with the Steel Garrote. One way to find out, isn't there? I've got some things to sort out, but it feels good to have something to look forward to.
Thank you for telling us about Tama. For what it's worth, I don't think less of you. Dealing with grief, it's never easy.
Quarry in the brush!
That was a close one.
That's done. Child's play.
Look out! Well struck!
Walk like it's hard.
Gather round!
On something?
Nicely done! I'll fix this!
We have been here before. Do you hear the dust whisper on the wind? A fear faced. The mysteries of life and death welcomed as friends. A mind unclouded. Now our memory is a wound reopened. You are Nimana, one of those who speak for us. Your gift shone a different shade from others of your kind. The souls of the departed danced before you like sea foam. Tell us, what did you make of the songs they sang to you? You were blind to the future as we are. They did not understand. One day a voice called you to the wilds outside your village. Find us in the highest heights, we said. Come, speak to us. You left your world behind, set off upon uncharted sea. Scorching days, freezing nights, a raft more precious than a jewel. One day, you came to the place where the stone challenged the clouds. Night fell. 100 blazing lights refracted in the sky. We appeared. Your essence joined with ours. We shared what we had seen. You perceived us in new colors. Tell us, Nimana, what did you learn? We hoped you would speak in the silence. Find the answer yourself. You sailed home to the village, eager to share what you had seen. We prickled. Something was wrong. Trouble like salt on the breeze. People had chased the water back. They raised the wood and stone. They built a tremendous temple. They offered us their stores of food. A bond. They cowered before it. They grew jealous of it. They feared you. They feared us. They tried to placate, to control. Your eyes turned up. You saw a statue, a prison. This was not our form. A wellspring boiled. Our cry rose in your throat. This could not stand. Stone smashed on tile. We shuddered. The people's hearts inflamed. They brought their fists upon you. How could you turn against your own? The wild dog bites the hand that feeds. The ground shakes. The thorns prick. A crack carves through the pillars. Why? We fall! We fall! It is. It was. The echo cannot deafen us. We remember now. A cut. A chasm as deep as the sea. A wound gouged into our skin in our thrashing. We did this. To punish? To harm? No. We did not think. We merely flinched. The sun rose on the barren earth. The village had tumbled down the chasm. Only ruins remained. The few who survived faced the wilds, their new home. Hunger, blistered feet. Clouds parted. Hatred gave way to desperation. They looked to you. A calling finally refused. People again condemned to wander. A village, one day, rebuilt. In time, all those who spoke for us came to Thirdborn to face their fate. Tradition without memory, a trial of unknown lineage. We saw the clay settle on the Ammonite, and we learned. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
What a beautiful view. Think this is what the cartographer referred to.
Come on! Come on! Yatsli, well done.
In the shadows! You tear it all off! Those in the shadows! Leave them to treacherously!
Never had a chance. Dodge this!
Huh.